Hi everyone, welcome to the video on language development. Language development follows a predictable sequence. However, there are some developmental variants which I will describe more in this video. The rate and quality of language development is also more sensitive to environmental influence than the other motor skills. A language-rich environment with more interaction between the caregiver and the child stimulates language development. In this lesson, we will explore what is typical of language development in children, how speech sounds develop, some examples of developmental variants, and red flags. The end goal of language development is for communication. However, it is important to note that communication is not just about language. Non-verbal communication includes smiles, body language, tone, pointing, gestures. Here are the language milestones from birth till 5 years old. Hearing milestones are included as well, as it is essential for language development. For children with language delay, a formal hearing assessment should be done. Language milestones can be divided into receptive language, what the child understands, and expressive language, what the child can say. A quick memory aid for expressive language would be that a 2-year-old speaks in 2-word phrases, while a 3-year-old speaks in 3-word phrases. However, this often underestimates the linguistic ability of typically developing children. Pronunciation should not be a focus of concern for children less than 3 years of age. A 2-year-old is expected to have 50% speech intelligibility, 3-year-old 75%, and 4-year-old 90 to 95%. Children learn various speech sounds at different ages. The speech banana on the audiogram refers to the area where most sounds of average conversation speech occur. Hearing loss at frequencies within the speech banana can affect the child's speech and language development. If there are concerns about the child's speech intelligibility, it would be prudent to get a formal hearing assessment, as certain frequency loss correlate with certain speech sound errors. There are variations in the way children acquire language. Some children go from single-word object names, shoe, to 2-word phrases, mummy shoe. Others learn fixed social expressions, thank you, gimme that, what's that, without going through a 1-word and 2-word phase. It is important to note that these differences do not predict major differences in later development. There are also gender differences for language development. Generally, girls' language development tends to be about 1 to 2 months ahead of boys. Boys are also more likely than girls to develop language disorders. Birth order may affect language development. Later born children may speak faster. Children in bilingual households may have language mixing in early phases of learning, but bilingualism does not cause language delay per se. I will now highlight some red flags, which are early symptoms of autism spectrum disorder. In any child with language delay, it is important to consider autism as a differential diagnosis. If you or the caregiver notice any of the following symptoms, the child will benefit from a consultation with a developmental and behavioral pediatrician. Before we end the video, let's recap. Typical language and speech development follow a sequence. Be aware that there are developmental variants. Also, if there are any red flags in the child's development, refer on to a pediatrician or developmental and behavioral pediatrician for further evaluation.